Most people have this idea that nervous system regulation is just about not being anxious. But regulated people literally live in a different reality. So let me try to explain. The dysregulated person living in survival mode will physically, mentally, and emotionally show signs like shallow breathing, tight jaw, tense shoulders, arms crossed, meaning they're closed off. Digestive issues because stress shuts down the parasympathetic nervous system, which is responsible for our rest and digest. They'll have sleep problems, either can't fall asleep or can't stay asleep. Chronic fatigue followed by artificial energy from caffeine and other stimulants. Brain fog and difficulty focusing because they're in a beta brainwave overdrive. Negative thought loops that feel almost impossible to stop. Analysis paralysis, meaning their nervous system sees every option as potentially dangerous. Imposter syndrome because their internal alarm system questions their worthiness. They'll have emotional reactivity. Small triggers will create big responses. Either emotionally numb or completely overwhelmed. There's really no middle ground for them. Takes things very personally because their nervous system is constantly scanning for threats. Difficulty accessing joy because they're not neurologically available for positive emotions. Attracts chaotic relationships because chaos feels familiar to their nervous system. Either people pleasing from fear of abandonment or pushing people away from fear of intimacy. Drama feels normal because their nervous system is addicted to those stress hormones. Feels disconnected from intuition because their inner wisdom gets drowned out by the mental noise. Difficulty manifesting because they're vibrating at the frequency of survival and not creation. Now, the regulated person living from safety and expansion will physically, mentally, and emotionally show deep rhythmic breathing that happens naturally. Strong digestion because their nervous system supports rest and digest. Quality sleep because they can actually drop into that parasympathetic restoration. Sustainable energy that doesn't rely on external stimulants. Mental clarity because they can access alpha and theta brainwave states. They tend to have thought awareness. They can observe their thoughts without being hijacked by them. Their decision-making feels clear because they're not operating from fear-based programming. Naturally confident because their nervous system recognizes their inherent worth. They have this emotional resilience. They can feel deeply without being overwhelmed. They have this access to the full spectrum of emotions without getting stuck in any one state. Doesn't take things personally because they can sense the difference between their energy and others. They naturally have joy and gratitude because their nervous system is available for positive states. Attracts secure, healthy relationships because they embody secure attachment. They have clear boundaries that feel loving, not defensive. They can be present with others' emotions without absorbing them. Communication flows from authenticity rather than strategy. They have a really strong connection to their intuition because their internal noise is quiet. And they have this natural way of manifesting because they're aligned with their authentic frequency. They feel connected to something greater because they're not trapped in survival consciousness. Here's the truth. This isn't about being perfect or never having challenges. Regulated people still experience stress, but their nervous system can return to that baseline very quickly. They have what we call nervous system resilience. When we shift from chronic sympathetic activation to ventral vagal dominance, which is the parasympathetic, everything changes. Your heart rate variability improves, inflammation decreases, neuroplasticity increases, gene expressions literally change through epigenetic shifts. Now, here's the quantum part. Your nervous system isn't just responding to your personal experiences. It's responding to ancestral patterns, collective consciousness, and soul level programming. True regulation happens when we address all levels: nervous system, energy field, subconscious programming, and spiritual alignment. This is exactly the work that I do with my clients. So if you're interested, message me.